Hi, this is Ace with a quick Bitcoin update. I haven't done one of these YouTube live streams or videos in a long time, mainly because I'm living in China and it's hard to get a good enough VPN connection to be able to do a live stream or even upload videos on YouTube. So I'm going to keep these really brief and try to keep them less than 5 minutes. That way it saves everybody a lot of time. And I've also made a lot of my old stuff, all of my old videos public. They were previously limited only to members of my private group. But I want to remind you that they're old videos. But the reason I made them public is just to show you, if you want to see how I've evolved or improved as a trader, because a lot of the stuff that I used to do I no longer do anymore. But yeah, that's what it's about. It's about learning, it's about improving, and it's about watching the price. So anyway, let's get to Bitcoin here. As you can see, it's just been ranging here for a couple of days, right? And what does that mean? That means, so the way I approach this is I try to think about what the noobs or the new people in the market are thinking and how they're reacting. So what tends to happen in a sideways like this is that people will get excited. They'll think it's really good scalping. It's a good range to scalp. But if you take a look at it, at the start, it might have seemed very nice, right? A nice scalp there, right? You take a long there, another long there. Oh, you took a short, right? But then it starts to die off, right? That's the issue with trying to scalp this on such a small time frame like the 5 minute or the 7 minute. And people do pull it off, but I used to do that, but it's just too high stress. I don't do that anymore. Instead, I take a look at the bigger picture, and now here's what I think. I think that this wick right here, right at about 18109, I deem that as good support. Okay, and this is the range right here, right up to here. This is what 19935. So for me to take a trade, the type of trade I'd be looking for is a long. Why? You can obviously see the greater trend is up. All right, the price is in the sideways, but there are buyers holding this up over here. There's probably some kind of accumulation taking place. If there were enough sellers, the price would have already dropped. Now, taking a trade in this sideways here, I don't think it's a smart thing to do. Why? Because there's no clear direction. So the best thing to do, in my opinion, is to do what most new people won't do, and that is just to wait. Now, people always try to catch the bottom, and I'm no longer for that. You could try to catch the bottom on an indicator, or whether it's a MACD or the RSI or the Williams or whatever, take your pick. But chances are that before there's a big move, you're going to get stopped out. So I think that this here, 18109 to 17.8, is a good level for stop hunts to take place. So if stops are going to get hunted, I think they'll get hunted down to there. All right, and of course the price would push up. Now I'm looking for a long trade once the price moves above this pivot high. Once the price moves above 19915, I'm looking for a long trade. And for this long, I'd be targeting 20,700. Absolutely, 20,700. So that's when I'd be looking for a long. Now, I could be more aggressive and take a long as soon as this pivot high gets taken out, as soon as the price takes out that pivot high. Do you see that at 19,625? And I would keep my stop right down here, at 17.8. Now the reason I'd keep my stop at 17.8 is I'd put my stop where I know that if it's hit, my trade is going to be invalidated. Now, if you take a look at my setup, it's a pretty wide range. You see, some people would think I'm crazy for where's that paintbrush? Some people think I'd be crazy for putting my stop down here. Why? That's at like 17, below 17.8, and the price is like at 19.1, right? Why would I do that? So I want to remind you that it's all about your position size. So what you want to do is you want to think about risk, okay? Think about risk, manage your position size. You could play a smaller position size and be much more comfortable and have much less sweat if you play the bigger picture, instead of trying to do big position sizes on these small moves, because chances are on the small moves you're gonna get fucked up sooner or later. So why not just think like, okay, I have the whole year, so if I just manage my position size responsibly and put my stop loss where I know it's not going to get hit unless my bias is wrong, and take profit where you think it's reasonable to take profit, you can make profit continuously over a longer period of time and avoid those losses that set you back 20, 30, 40%, right? Because a lot of people in the crypto space go in with some crazy leverage and without any consistent risk management plan or entry or exit plan. They're just following the loops or colors on their indicators. Now, for me, I'm no longer a fan of indicators. I don't do that. So I mean, I study the price and I find out, okay, where's a good place to enter, where's a good place to take profit. I use fibs, I use candles. I'm not too good at candles, but that's what I do, and I tend to be right. Okay, so anyway, that's what I think. I think I'm looking for a long trade as soon as price moves above 19,625. My stop would be down here below 17.8, and I'd like to target. First of all, I'd like to see the reaction at 2110. 20,110, and I would ultimately be taking profit at 20.7. So let's put that there, right? And I've already put this idea out there on TradingView, but I've been encouraged by some friends to make some videos on YouTube again, because apparently there's a lot of noobs out on YouTube getting fucked by their indicators and their group leaders, and yeah, so that's my idea. Thanks for watching, and hey, if you watch any of my old shit, just remember it's called old shit because it's my old shit. So I mean, don't laugh at me or laugh at my methods. That stuff was like a year ago. I've done a lot of improvements. So anyway, this video is just limited to Bitcoin. And yeah, I keep in mind, guys, that December is typically a slow month for Bitcoin. It's very slow. That doesn't mean there aren't any movements. There is movements. There are movements, but it tends to slow down, right? It tends to slow down. So I do think it's headed to 20.7, and I definitely think that these guys down here are going to get fucked. At least everybody over here. I think so. There's a good chance, unless the price just continues up. So as for me, I prefer to buy the breakouts, right? I prefer to buy the breakouts. Why? Because it tells me that, hey, there are buyers there. There are people who are buying and trying to push the price up. That's when I would like to buy. I don't like to buy in this sideways. I actually try not to trade this sideways. And it's been working well for me and my group members. So yeah, thanks for watching. And stay safe. Get a risk management plan if you don't have one. Start to think about risk management plan if you're new. All right, take care.